Hi, and welcome to the Managerial Accounting Syllabus and Calendar Review for Summer 2, 2018. I'm going to be reviewing in detail the syllabus that you found on SitLearn, also the calendar that I've provided. I think these two are really helpful tools to guide you and ensure that you meet all the deadlines that are required of this course. So before I go into the syllabus in detail, I just want to remind you that a prerequisite of this course is that you pass 211 with a C or better. It's always preferred that you take the course at the Citadel because we do them a little bit differently. About 50% of the schools do what we do, which is Managerial Accounting, the class you're taking now, includes 2 chapters from Financial Accounting, 211. They are in your Managerial Accounting book. It's common for schools to have to extend financial accounting into the managerial accounting course because there's so much financial accounting information. So that said, let me pop over to the calendar. This is provided on SitLearn. Course beginning on the 25th. I'm assuming you're listening to this today, maybe in the next couple of days. Monday the 25th of June. We start with just 1 chapter, but in my opinion, this is one of the most important chapters in financial accounting. It's called the Statement of Cash Flows. It is the 4th financial statement of financial accounting, and you'll be covering that for a week and actually 2 days. So chapter 13 closes on Tuesday, July 3rd. Huge heads up here. July 3rd, think about it. July the 4th is a fun day. It's a national holiday. I would suggest you get this chapter done early. Okay, chapter 14 is our final chapter that we'll be covering in 212 related to financial accounting, and it's related to financial statement analysis. It closes on Tuesday, July the 10th at 11:55. Up to you, but I would hope that you would sometime during the week get this finished before July the 10th. So let me stop and give you a quick comment here. Chapters are set up to conclude on Tuesday. That gives you the weekend to complete your chapter. But if you've got technical problems, that gives you Monday and Tuesday to reach out to SitLearn or to Cengage, the textbook publisher, if you've got any issues you need to resolve before the chapters finally due. So that's the reason we've got a Tuesday evening conclusion. That was some great advice I got from an IT person not long ago. Okay, interesting, but we're going to be concluding chapter 13 and 14 and have our first exam on July the 11th. It's on a Wednesday. 2 chapters isn't so bad. However, these are 2 challenging chapters, and I know that you will do well on these chapters. Okay, chapters 1 and 2 also open on July the 11th. And you will have until July the 17th to complete chapters 1 and 2. So now we start a 2 chapter per week sequence. Chapter 1 is a very basic intro. Chapter 2 is a lot of terms. Let me also add that on the 18th of July, there's an ARP, which stands for Annual Report Project. You will hear more about that in the syllabus. You'll also find a separate tab on SitLearn that I will add. It's a project mostly related to Chapter 14, which is financial statement analysis, but it's also related to all of the financial accounting subjects. Students find it, oh gosh, how do I say this? Somewhat frustrating, but really insightful and interesting. You get to pick your own live company, whether it's Apple, Amazon, Boeing, John Deere, whatever company you want to choose that's publicly held. And you're going to do a financial statement analysis and submit it. It will be due at 11:55 on July the 18th. That's also when you're going to be working on chapters 3 and 4. So chapters 3 and 4 will conclude on July the 24th, and on July the 25th you'll have an exam on chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then let's move forward. Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 on July 25th. Through July 31st, that closes up, chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 exam on July 25th, and chapters 5 and 6 open up on July 25th, and they close out on July 31st. Pause here because Gosh, I don't think I'd be a good radio announcer, but trying to remember all of these open and close dates. Okay, so after you finish on July 31st, the chapters 5 and 6, you will start chapters 7 and 9, which are our final chapters. We don't do chapter 8. These chapters conclude and the course ends on August the 7th. You will have a day to just kind of collect yourself before the cumulative final exam on August the 9th. Cumulative because it's required of the School of Business, and July the 9th is the date, the last date, that all students can take an online exam. So this concludes the review of the syllabus. We cover 3 months, the full month of July, but a week in June and a week and a half in August. I hope that you'll take a minute to download and print out or sync this calendar with yours so you don't miss any deadlines. In case you didn't notice, accountants are very deadline oriented. It's a tax, it's a financial statement concept, and there are very rare extenuating circumstances when I would ever open up a date that's past due. Those include accident, immediate death in the family, personal sickness, but if there is a technology issue, if you have an issue with work, with vacation, those are not acceptable reasons for me to extend a deadline. So keep this calendar in mind, and let's move forward to the syllabus. So let's talk about the syllabus that's provided for you. You don't have to print it out, but I want to make sure that you understand that this is the contract for the course. So we've already talked about the fact that there's a prerequisite. We've talked about the date of the final exam. Here's my email address. You will find that I check it numerous times a day. Every now and then I'm stuck checking only once a day, and in case I don't answer you in a timely fashion, I apologize. I have never gone without 12 hours checking my emails. So I am here for you as much as I possibly can be, sometimes more than I think about it, more than I want to be. Today I think I've got about 9 hours in online working on classes, and that's what my responsibility, my job is. Okay, so the purpose of 212 is to talk about financial statement analysis and the statement of cash flows, and then to move us into managerial accounting, which is accounting for management, accounting for individuals who make decisions. This course is a sit-learn based course. It is Blackboard. The Citadel calls it sit-learn. The text required is 2014. I know that this is a 4-year-old text. You can possibly buy a hard copy online, but I have to tell you that there are some excellent videos. There are excellent YouTubes that Susan Crossan has prepared. She's a friend of mine, and she's prepared these amazing videos. They're a little dated, but they are very, very similar to being in a face-to-face class, and students in the past absolutely love them. She has more than 5 million hits on YouTube, if that tells you anything. This text in ebook format comes with the code that allows you to take homework and exams and access the ebook, but it also comes in an optional loose leaf text. You can receive this either by going on the Citadel's bookstore, and I've given you the link here, or I believe, I'm going to pause here because I'm not sure, I believe when you hit on the Start Here tab, when you log into SitLearn, you'll be given the option to purchase the book. It's completely up to the student. If you like the loose leaf hard copy part of the book versus just having an ebook, that's 100% up to you. So the course format, we've already talked about marking your calendar. We've talked about the fact that this is on SitLearn. Cengage Now is the platform that's going to contain all of your homework as well as your exams. I would suggest that you check your email daily. Most of you say, okay, well, everything's due day, which usually is on a Tuesday, I'm going to check email now. I really don't think that's the strategy for the most successful students. And I've noticed that in the past, that the most successful students stay on top of their course requirements. So let's continue with talking about the fact that you are going to be watching a lot of materials, you're going to be reading, you're going to be looking at videos, you're going to be watching narrated PowerPoints. In my opinion, note-taking is essential for you to be able to enhance your learning because it connects the brain with the information that you've just observed, that you've just heard by audio. Also, exams are designed so that you don't have time to look up every answer. And let me say this again. The exams are designed so that you don't have time to look up every answer. You need to know most of the information on the answers because that's the way learning occurs. We can't always sit down and take the time to Google our answers. So you need to have a lot of content at your fingertips, just in your short-term recalls so that you can answer questions. Discussion questions are part of class participation, and I've got some guidelines on how you answer discussion questions. This is to simulate the class participation. It's given a larger percentage of your course grade in an online course. Many students don't pay attention to it until I put an F in for a grade. So be prepared if you're listening to this video and you see an F that you skipped a class discussion. That's meant to get your attention so you understand that discussions are required. Quizzes maintain a huge chunk of this course. I have always adhered to the strategy that students that take short quizzes frequently are constantly required to go back and recall the information that they've studied. You will find that you will have anywhere from 20 to 35 quizzes during this course. They're not hard. They're not going to be anything that's going to cause you to have major heartburn. It's mostly, gosh, did you remember what this is? Can you look up this answer? Do you know this definition? Exams will be open for a 24-hour period, and there is no makeup or extension. Only one attempt is allowed. I will often have a worksheet that's going to be required to be submitted to me. And please make sure that you look at the tab on SitLearn that says Exam 1 or Exam 2. There are 2 exams and a final. Understand that the content is based on the Cengage information. I had a student recently that took this exam face-to-face and also took it online, and they said this is more related to what the homework looks like. So that's a good thing, and maybe not a good thing. But you've got your notes open and you've got your book open. It is considered cheating. It's an honor violation if you take an exam with another individual, and it's not allowed to communicate with anyone else during an exam. Homework is going to take you some time. So I've got to give you a very quick 20-second story. When I was in graduate school, when I was in undergraduate school, I took advanced accounting and I had to drop it because I was doing very poorly. I still passed the CPA exam. I took it again before I could get into graduate school because they required advanced accounting, and I did really well. And I found the issue was that my first professor as an undergraduate didn't require homework. My professor, when I took it as a graduate student, required homework, and that was all the difference in the world. And it meant that it was very easy for me because homework requires you to practice the information. So I will always, as a strategy as a professor, ensure that you have homework assignments. They are found in Cengage now. They are linked on SitLearn. You can also find them as a hard copy in the back of the chapter. Gosh, I need to delete this. You have unlimited attempts allowed. And here you go. Because I found that I should let you take it as much as you want. That was last year's. Welcome to progress. I want you to understand, though, that I know a lot of students that game homework and they pay to use Course Hero or Check, which will give you the answers because I know this information's out there. Doing so is considered cheating. It's also hurting you because you will not understand the material when you get to the final exam. Okay. The annual report project, back up a minute. 70% of homework is required to get credit. 1 homework drop is allowed. So let's move forward to the annual report project. It is a baby that I love in the School of Business. You will get more information in the future. I may have a video. It is considered a huge chunk. I think it's 17% of your semester grade, more than exams. The annual report project allows you to work with an actual live corporate financial statement to understand financial statement analysis. And it's going to be due on Wednesday, July the 18th. Mark your calendars for that. Okay, we're coming up on 15 minutes of this video. These are the due dates. They're the exact same due dates that you'll find in the calendar that I discussed earlier. This is another way of looking at the way the course is outlined. It has other information that I think you might find helpful because it's going to kind of give you a quick update on the things that you need to know outside of just basics. Study the link on the ARP, and the ARP is due, and omit this objective, omit these chapters, skip chapter 8, just for those people that just freak out, whoa, why am I just covering chapters 7 and 9? So we're wrapping up. Here's course grading. Exams are 15% apiece. The annual report project is 17%. It's going to take you between 10 and 15 hours. And yes, you heard that right. Homework is 15%. Class discussions are 8%. And just to pause for a minute here, a student can fail this course by not posting any discussions just because they may be in a C range, but without any discussions that will put them in a D range, which means they have to retake the course. And quizzes are equal to an exam grade. Remember that I'm always here, and I genuinely mean I am always here to help you as much as I possibly can. We'll put this in bright green because I want to make sure that this course helps you to learn. That's my primary goal. Here we have 70% accuracy homework assignments. You can find them in the back of the chapter, or whenever you go to Cengage, of course, they're found online. So you have a choice. Some students actually like to go to the back of each chapter, do the homework with pencil and paper, and transfer it to the electronic version, but the electronic version is what is required for this course. This is my online course requirements and code of conduct. This is something that I have prepared with the Citadel Success and Learning division that works with ITS. They told me that these would probably be best for students to understand the requirements and the unique learning experience that occurs when you take an online course. That you have to have technology, that you have to make sure your schedule allows for this, that you make sure that cheating is collaborating with others or Googling to find answers. So exam 1 is going to have a password, and until you shoot me an email that says that you have read and understand my code of conduct, you're not going to receive the password. And that's my way of ensuring that everyone understands that there will not be any extensions just because your email didn't work anymore, or maybe your Wi-Fi went down, or you were traveling. I've had that many, many times in the past. This is the Baker School of Business Code of Conduct that talks about ensuring that you will have a passion for learning, which I hope everyone has, as well as intellectual honesty. You will remain ethical and work in a responsible and positive manner with your class and the team members in your class. I look forward to this course this semester, and I hope that if there's anything I can do to help you, you will let me know.